Today I'm going to share with you how I hosted a clearance sale at my home and only promoted it on Facebook, and it was a huge success. Here's what happened. What's up, mamas? I'm Rebecca and you're watching the Reseller Mom Show. Subscribe for more Reseller Mom content to get more done, make more money, and stay sane while raising kids and reselling online. Oh, and I had no signage, no built-in local following, no nothing. Promoted it in just less than 1 week. Didn't even pay for ads. Stay tuned till the end for a game-changing sourcing method that resulted from this sale. So if you've been following me, you know that over the last couple of months, I've been doing a huge clearance. I've clearanced out about 500 items from my inventory for eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And one of the last steps before donating was holding a garage sale, which I did. And I sold everything for $1 an item. I sold 105 items, so $105, and that was awesome. But I still had a lot of things left over that I wanted to get rid of. And so I'm gonna share with you what I did for this sale. So I decided to hold a pop-up clothing sale for my neighborhood, my area. And so what I did was promote it solely on Facebook. I created an event and promoted the event and promoted a Facebook page dedicated to this specific clothing sale. And I'll share with you all of the steps, but the result was that I sold $73 worth, actually 83 items, but I had a local reseller friend come, so I kind of gave her a special little reseller discount. And I thought, going into it, that $50 would make it worth it. For the first time, for just kind of getting it started and for not having any actual signs, my mindset was, as long as I make $50, I will have called it worth it. And I made 73, which was great. So I'm very happy with that result. There's a lot more results that I'm going to share with you that came out of this as well. But now I'm going to share with you 8 tips that I have as a result from holding this sale for the first time with the intention of holding it again in the future. Here's 8 tips for you if you'd like to do the same thing. My first tip is to try to sell the items in another way before you get to the garage sale or pop-up clearance sale stage. So run some auctions on eBay, put things on a 5 for 25 or some other sort of clearance sale on Poshmark, do, deep offers to likers, do whatever you can to kind of sell it through your normal methods first, because that's always going to be easier. Once you start taking things out of inventory for some sort of clearance, things get a little bit hectic. The next thing I would recommend as far as, trying to do some other method is to take it to a local consignment store if you have that in your area, or look for like items and lot them up. Try to sell some reseller boxes locally, maybe on Facebook Marketplace. So just try to come up with some other creative ideas first and have a dollar sale or garage sale be your last stop before you literally drop things off at your Goodwill or wherever you donate clothes. The second tip that I have, and the next step that I did, was gather all of your items that you're going to put into your garage sale or put into your clearance or put into your clothing sale. Gather them all up and kind of sort them into some overarching major categories like men's, women's, kids, and maternity. That's what I did at first. You could even pare it down from there into tops, bottoms, dresses, things like that. Depending on the types of things that you sell and the types of things that you have, it will let you know what's the best way to promote your sale in the Facebook community groups in your area, and just in general. So you want to get an idea of what you have so that you can say lots of women's or men's, women's, and kids, or kids this age, or boys or girls, or just to kind of give you some overarching categories. Because just because you have a certain amount of items in your overall store doesn't mean that that's what's part of your clearance sale. So you want to get a feel for what you're actually clearancing out. The next tip I have, so this would be the third tip, is to decide if this is something that you want to make a regular part of your business model. So I had that intention going into it. So I decided early on that I actually wanted to create a Facebook page specifically for this, what I'm calling it, which is my neighborhood area clothing sale. So I made a Facebook page called that, and I'm kind of making not a full-on brand. I'm not designing a logo. I'm not doing anything crazy, but I put a cover photo, I put a profile picture, and I'm starting to make posts from time to time in that Facebook page specifically for this sale and anything resulting from this sale, which I'll share with you at the end, so that it's something that people can start to gain knowledge of and gain awareness of, and know that if they couldn't make it to this one, they can make it to my next one. So right now it's 2019, it's June. I had it June 8th, and I'm thinking that I'll probably do them once a quarter, probably the last month of the quarter at the beginning of the month. This is generally my plan in my head. So I did one in June, which is the last month of Q2. So then I'll try to do one in October, early October, which would be the last month of no, that's not right. September, early September, which would be the last month of Q3. So that's kind of my plan. I made a Facebook page so that I can start to create a little bit of awareness for it. So I think going into it, just put that thought into it and decide if it's something you want to do more than once so that you can do it the right way and build a little brand for it. Or if you're just doing a one-off, then I would just create an event for it, which I'm going to talk about now. The next tip I have is to make like a little graphic, whether you use the Over app or Canva or whatever, Typorama, whatever types of things you use to make any little advertisements that you do. I use all of them, but I made something in the Over app, and I just kind of made a graphic, and the background image is the same. I'll try to put a screenshot of it in here if I can. The backdrop is basically the same. It's like clothes hanging on a rack. And then that's kind of going to build the brand. So I'm going to use that background for every single post that I make. And I'm going to use the same font for every post that I make. And I'm just going to, in big bold letters, very easy to read, nothing too fancy, just put the name of it and put the date and put what it is, and that there's no signs and that they should use their GPS. And I put my address so they know where to go. And I put that it had men's, women's, kids, and maternity items on there, and that everything was $1. So your first general graphic should be as quick and dirty and like very clean as possible to just give people the information they need, but as concise as you can. The next tip I have would be to join as many buy, sell, trade groups or local news groups or mommies groups or playdate groups or, Poshmark groups that serve your area or reseller groups that serve your area or anything you can think of. And I am lucky. We have an area that there's a thriving buy, sell, trade community. And so there's like 20 groups that I'm in that I actually promoted to 21 different groups for this event, and they're all either a mommy's group, a Poshmark related group, or a buy sell trade group for clothing or a garage sale group of some kind. And there were a few small business groups that I'm in, like for networking purposes, where people post all their random stuff. So those were kind of the categories that I hit because I was already a part of them. Going forward, I think I'm actually going to try to widen my search to local groups and see where else I can promote it. But I think for right now, that was a great start. Again, 21 groups, that's a lot. Maybe your area doesn't have that many. Maybe you don't have a thriving Facebook community like that. So it's going to be different for everyone, but I would do some creative searches on Facebook and look for groups that you can join ahead of time so that you can already kind of get a feel for the group, maybe post a couple times something not related to your sales so you're not just going in and kind of being spammy, and just get a feel for what people are talking about in that group and if it's, appropriate. And obviously it would be best if you're already a part of those groups anyway, but definitely looking out for some ahead of promoting your sale would be a good idea. Next tip, and I'm going to need to look at my notes, is to create an actual Facebook event for your sale. So I created a Facebook event. I named it the same thing. I used the same graphic that I used to promote in the groups. And what I did is I shared the event with a nice note on top of the post as my advertisement. So I didn't pay for ads, even though Facebook really wanted me to. And I thought about it, but I didn't. So I would share my event that I already created on my page, share the event, and above the post of posting the event, you can put your own little note. So if it was a mommy's group, I put, "Hey mamas, I'm a local stay-at-home mom in the area. I have an online store. I'm doing a clearance sale, blah, 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 blah." I'll read it to you or put a screenshot. But so I tried to address it to the group. So if it was a small business owner group, I put, "Hey fellow business owners, I have an online business. I'm doing this sale, blah, blah, blah." So that way you're not just spamming the group with your event or posting an ad. You're actually speaking to the people of that group and letting them know why this might be helpful and just letting them know who you are a little bit instead of being just like blanket spammer person. So I'm just going to pull up, I don't want to do the whole screen share thing. It's just a pain in the neck. But one of the first posts I put in my Facebook page for the event was my area clothing sale is a pop-up clothing sale in the blah, blah, blah area in Orlando, Florida, pre-owned and new items, men, women, kids, and maternity, all sizes, styles, and seasons. Like this page for updates on the next sale dates and times. So that was in my Facebook page. That's not the one I wanted. Sorry. Let me pull up. Here's one. Hi mamas, I'm a stay-at-home mom in the area and I run a small clothing boutique online. I'm starting a quarterly local sale and wanted to invite you to be one of the first people at my dollar clothing sale. It's going to be on June 8th from 8 to 11. If you can't make it, like our Facebook page for future sales. All items will be $1. Women's, men's, kids, and maternity items, all sizes and styles and seasons. Some are brand new with tags, some are pre-owned in excellent condition. There's no signage. Use your GPS to my home, and I put the address. Feel free to share this event, the post, the page with anyone you know or in any groups. Thanks in advance for attending or sharing for me. So I was really trying to personalize it and put it out there to say, hey, if you think this is a good idea for you, or maybe as someone you know, or whatever. So, just try to get creative with it. Do what makes sense for you and for your area and for the group. Again, try not to be spammy, try to customize it for what's going to make the most sense. So I have a couple of quick tips for this tip. So, and I am going to refer to my notes on this because I'm going to forget. One is I started about a week prior. So the event was on a Saturday. I started promoting the Sunday before. So my very first post was on Sunday, then I did one on Wednesday, then I did one on Friday to all 21 of those groups and on my page, and then the event was on Saturday. So 3 posts in advance the week prior. I shared it to 21 groups, as I said. They were mommies groups, buy, sell, trade, local Poshmark, small business, neighborhood news, and a couponers. That was the other one, couponer groups. The other thing is sharing on mobile was way faster. The first 2 times I did my sharing of the event to the groups. So you pull up the event and then you click on the share button to send it to another group, and that's where you can type your post. I did it on the desktop and I thought, oh, this is not so bad, but it did take me like 30 minutes to do. And then when I did it from mobile, was way faster. And so one of the things that made it fast was that I created a little list that I put in my notes on my phone first of all of the buy, sell, trade groups and all the different groups that I was going to reach out to, because when you click share, you have to click what group you're going to send it to and you have to start typing it in. It's not like it gives you a drop down of all of your groups. So you had to know the name of the group that you want to look up and to try to keep track of that, especially for buy, sell, trade groups. If there's multiple, like ours all say blah, blah, blah area garage sale, blah, blah, blah garage sale, yard sale. Like they all have the same kind of name. And so if you can't remember what they are. And I use the notes app in my phone, and it lets you like put little checkbox circles. You can set it up that way. I don't know if you have that, but so I checked them all as I did them so I could keep track that I did them. And then when I went to go post it the next time, I just unchecked them all and then rechecked them as I did it. So for me, like I felt like that was a very good time-saving, super easy way to do it. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump into the next tip. So then I posted 2 more times in that week, which I already said. So about the additional posts that you would put up in that week. So the first one was just kind of the introductory post, sharing the event and saying, this was on the Sunday, saying, hey mamas, I'm the whatever, the one I just read. Then on Wednesday, I shared the kinds of brands that you could find at the sale. So I think I have that. So I just did like another graphic that looks similar to the first graphic, but instead of it having all of the general details like the date and everything, I had brands included: Athleta, Loft, Banana Republic, Gap, J. Crew, LuLaRoe, Talbots, and more. And that way they could visually see on the graphic, and I also typed it out in my post what brands would be included. So it's just kind of like a teaser to let them know that you're not sharing junk. Now, if you do have junk at it, then don't do that. But, for me, I had a lot of stuff that was perfectly good, decent items that just not super resale value and just didn't sell online. So that is one of the teaser things. And then the last one I did was just, hey, don't forget it's tomorrow, we're getting excited. And it was more of just like a cutesy kind of posts. So those were the 3 types of posts that I did. And honestly, I kept all of those messages in notes on my phone. So I'm probably gonna just copy and paste and use that same verbiage the next time I do it, so I don't have to recreate the wheel coming up with new messages. I'm just gonna copy and paste it and change the dates, change the brand, and make it super easy. Okay, so for sale day, I started putting things out about an hour before the sale started. My little guy was still sleeping. I had a lot of things in the garage, so I couldn't open the garage door, otherwise I was gonna wake him up, which was bad. So I did the best I could. Next time I'll probably do it a little bit different, but you need to have some tables. People don't like to bend down and dig in bins or on the floor. If that's all you have, then that's fine, but do whatever you can to put your bins up on tables or strewn out the clothes on tables, put them in boxes on tables, put a bin and then a box on top to make it up a little bit. Just do what you can to be hospitable and have a pleasant experience, because again, I was very mindful making this that I'm calling it a clothing sale and I'm not calling it a garage sale. And while it is outside of my garage and it is similar, I wanted them to have a better experience. I wanted them to come back again. I wanted them to tell their friends. I didn't want bad, people writing bad things on my page that it was awful. So I just really was trying to make as good of an experience as I could. I even just borrowed some of the postal bins that I have to put my outgoing packages in. I let people carry them around to put their items in while they were shopping, so they had a place to make a pile, because obviously if they're coming to a dollar sale, they're gonna spend more than $1. So I wanted to make them have something that they could use. And obviously they didn't take them, everybody relax, that it's a postal bin, but they use them as like a little shopping cart basically. So just try to come up with ways that they can, have a pleasant experience. One lady was trying to look at herself while she tried on an item over her clothes, and she was using her cell phone to like look at a selfie. So I came and got my tripod and I put it up for her so she could put her phone in there and then try on the item and like look around like it's a dressing room. So again, it's not rocket science, but just think of little things that you can do to make it a pleasant experience that literally are no big deal for you to do, and they'll really remember that. And I thought the people really thought that it was super cute that I did that. Another sale day tip is to just have a couple of ways to promote yourself and what you do, and ways to capture their information and get them to be in touch with you. So whether you have a little list and you write down their phone number to send them a text update next time you have a sale, or I did little slips of paper with the Facebook page, web page, so that they could take that home and like the Facebook page for these sales. So whatever you're trying to do, keep it simple, but just find a way to either collect their information or share your information by using little flyers or something, so that you can continue to promote the brand of it and the future sales if that's something you're interested in doing. Okay, so the last tip is really more of just like lessons learned type of thing. And I'm gonna refer to my notes. So I put, don't spend too much time sorting ahead of time, which I didn't want to do. I realized that because I had everything just in a mishmash of random bins and random boxes, there literally was no semblance of order, and I needed to get an idea of what I actually had. So I did generally, like I mentioned before, sort everything into men's, women's, and kids. And then when I realized how much women's I had, which I knew, I sorted it into tops and bottoms and dresses and left it at that until sale day. And that took me about 2 hours to do ahead of time because I had hundreds and hundreds of items. If you don't have that many, it's not gonna take you that long. But then on sale day, an hour before I started setting up, and then while the sale was happening, and so I was already going to be sitting there anyway, I did sort it into smaller subcategories. And so that was tops, jackets, plus size, pants, jeans, skirts, dresses we actually hung up on the lip of the garage. I had men's, which was men's clothing, and then men's ties, and then kids. I didn't have as much kids as I thought I was going to. So that's why I'm putting in my recommendations to really get an idea of what you have, because I kind of promoted the kids part of it, and then come sale day I was like, I actually don't have that many kids items. So that is just kind of a lesson learned. Don't spend too much time sorting and doing all of that. Keep your time efficient so that if you don't make a lot of money, you're not going to be upset that you wasted an entire week's worth of time on it. So do the sorting during the sale. Note, if you do physical signs, or if you can do physical signs, I definitely would recommend it because that would get you more traffic. In my case, I was trying not to get my butt in trouble, so with my HOA. But also think of things like Craigslist, the yard sale app, if you have the Nextdoor app in your area, or just any other of those types of local things. I actually forgot about all of those for the sale, and I just promoted on Facebook. So next time I'm definitely going to promote it on Nextdoor. I'm going to promote it on Craigslist. I'm going to promote it on the yard sale app. I totally forgot about them. So I think that would have added a huge amount of people coming to the sale, and I would recommend that you do that. The last hour of the sale, I would also recommend sorting down your items. If you're going to do this again, which I'm going to keep some items for next time, because I feel like next time I'll have a bigger amount of people and would be able to sell more. So there are items that I've packed up, have in my garage, and I'm going to pull out again next time. They're already pre-sorted, so it's going to save me a lot of time in September. But if you're going to donate items after this sale, if you're not going to donate all of them, because then you just pack it up in your car and that's it. But since I wanted to kind of go through it, I did it after the sale, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have done it during the sale. Go through all of your items and make a separate pile of everything that you're going to donate. That way, as soon as your sale is over, you can just throw those in the cart and donate, and you don't have to take additional time beyond the sale hours to sort. So that would be my recommendation for that. So now I just want to go through like some of the results of it, and then the very, very last thing I'm going to go over, I'm totally going to tease it because I want you to watch the whole video, of course, is the mega cool sourcing method that resulted from this, and the really cool takeaway from this whole thing. So first, just to tell you, I invested no money into this. I did print off a few flyers, and I did print off a few signs to show like these are tops, these are jackets, but it's all stuff I had anyway. I did not invest any money in having this sale. I did invest 2 hours of time sorting, 1.5 hours to promote, 1 hour for setup, and 3 hours for the sale, and 30 minutes after to donate the clothes that I didn't want to keep anymore. So that was a total of 8 hours of time. And I said that I made $73 from the sale, so that's about a little less than $10 an hour. That is not great. That is not what I like to see, but it was my first time. There was a lot of prep work that went into this that I don't have to do next time. And so I think that next time I'll get a way better hourly rate, and it would be a lot more efficient. So as far as results, since I did make a Facebook page, I have now 38 likes on the Facebook page. For a local little thing, I think that's exciting. This didn't exist a week ago, and now it does, and 38 people know about it, and I think that's cool. 10 people actually came to the sale and purchased items. We sold 83 items. We made a total of $73. It was 8 hours of work. The infrastructure is set for another sale, and next time it will be a lot easier without all of that work. The last major score, I don't even know what I'm writing here. Okay, so going into this sale, I had an idea. And so I knew that at this sale with a captive audience, I was going to promote this idea. And this is the game-changing sourcing method. It's finally here. So a long time ago, I heard of a reseller, and I don't remember who it was. Either did a video or did a post, I don't remember. They did a closet clear out service in their local area. And maybe this isn't news to you, but for me, I kind of had it in the back burner, like, maybe I'll look into that. And now I'm like all about it. So basically I had the idea that while people were coming and shopping, I was going to promote to them the idea that I would do a closet clear out service for them. I made a little flyer that just said, I'll buy your gently used clothes. Here's my name and number. And actually, no, it didn't have my name and number. I had made one with my name and number. This had the Facebook group. So that way everything's kind of in this Facebook page. So I had the little flyer, I gave it to everybody that bought something, and I talked about it with people. And I basically said, listen, I'll go ahead, you go through your closet, I'll come and pick up what you don't want. I'll go through it. I'll let you know if I want to buy anything. I'll make you an offer. And if you want me to donate the things that I don't want on your behalf, I will. If you want me to return the things, I will. And, I'll pay you by PayPal, or I'll give you a check. And this would be a great way for you to clear out your closet, get a little something back, and for me to get some items to sell in my online store. So I mentioned it to a few people. They sounded interested, and, whatever. Well, later that day, someone reached out to me and totally bought it, and they were so excited. And she's like, you totally inspired me to go home and clear out my closet. And I did. And I have 100 items for you. Like, when are you going to come? And so I had to like really fast kind of put some thought into it because I wanted to make some guidelines and just kind of generally make a system for it so that not only her, but that I would be able to be ready for other people to contact me for this service as well. And so what I am going to do is a separate video on exactly everything that went on with this sourcing method. But the sourcing method is providing a local closet clear out service for people that live in your area. And you're basically like a mini thread up, a mini consignment store. They're going to take their items that they don't want. You're going to go get them and review them and tell them if you want to offer them any money for it, offer to donate the items for them, or offer to return the items. And again, I'm gonna go through a whole video just on this. I already have my notes. I'm gonna record it in a second, and that's gonna immediately follow this video in my posting schedule. So like and subscribe, stay tuned for it. Comment below any questions that you have about the $1 sale. I'm happy to answer them, or about this new exciting sourcing method where you can stay in your local area and basically have clothes come to you. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.